Tucked away in the laps of the Himalayas, this is Bhutan, a country with less than 1 million people, a kingdom known as the land of the peaceful dragon. In the tranquil setting of Langtal village, in the central part of Bhutan, a 30-year-old man gets ready to work. The only sound one hears, besides the kneading of the clay, is the chirping of the birds in the lush green fields and the pristine forests nearby. In the year 2004, when the Tarayana Foundation offered him a scholarship, Karma left the calm surroundings of his village to come to Thimphu, the capital city of Bhutan. At the Folk Heritage Museum, he spent a year honing his skills, a skill that would end his dependence on his family members. 12 months that turned him into a master potter. A year later, back in his village, in the presence of the president of the Tarayana Foundation, Karma proudly displays his skills as he sculpts another of his specimen, one of the many thousand pots that he has produced and sold so far. From the sales of his pots, Karma has now a steady income, earning $900 a year, an amount which allows him to live a decent life. Today, the master potter, whose training was supported by Tarayana, is also a proud father. In the lush tropical south of the Kingdom of Bhutan, one has to walk for 9 hours from the nearest motorable road to reach Lotokuchu. Here, the Lhops, an indigenous group of people with their distinct culture and traditions, inhabit the villages of Jigme, Singge, Wangchuk, and Sanglung. The Lhop community consists of 120 households with about 1,000 members in all. In Lotokuchu, Tarayana's activities go beyond the individual. Tarayana's intervention in Lotokuchu was drawn up after close consultations with the elders and leaders of the Lhop community. In 2004, the Tarayana Foundation started work to build 3 model houses. During the construction of these model houses, Tarayana trained 17 of the Lhops on carpentry and masonry. A work shed built by Tarayana today houses a paper-making factory and a nettle weaving center. The products from the handmade paper factory and the nettle weaving center have brought in much-needed cash in a land where only 2 crops can be cultivated. All other necessities have to be bought and carried from Samtse, a town 9 hours away from Lotokuchu. From the master potter of Langtal village in the central district of Bhutan to Lotokuchu in the southern part of the kingdom, these interventions of the Tarayana Foundation and many other programs supplement and complement the Bhutanese government's efforts to alleviate poverty. The Tarayana Foundation is the outcome of the arduous travels of Her Majesty the Queen, Ajidorje Wangmo Wangchuk. These travels were marked by close personal interactions with the most disadvantaged individuals and communities, and enabled Her Majesty to see the conditions of the poor and vulnerable sections of Bhutanese society. The Tarayana Foundation has been active in operation since its establishment in 2003. Today, the Tarayana Foundation continues to help individuals and communities gain greater economic independence through small and targeted interventions at the individual, household, and small community levels. The beneficiaries of the Tarayana Foundation live in the remote hamlets and villages of Bhutan, places that can be reached only by foot, on journeys that take days and weeks through one of the most formidable mountain terrain in the world. To sustain its activities, the Tarayana Foundation depends on the spirit of volunteerism and the generosity of donors. Despite its limitations in both resources and manpower, the Tarayana family, guided by the spirit of compassion, is committed in its endeavor towards a happy and poverty-free Bhutan.
If we try to be a little kinder and open our hearts a little more to the plight of the less fortunate, and then commit to easing their burdens in a small way, we can achieve a lot.
Although a young organization, the Tarayana Foundation has a mature mandate fueled by the desire to see every child in Bhutan go to school, to hear the laughter of children in every hamlet in Bhutan, to see peace, tranquility, and happiness on the faces of the elderly of Bhutan. A mandate fueled by the commitment to lay the grounds where gross national happiness will be the foundation of everyday life in the land of the peaceful dragon, Bhutan.